Hi, everybody. Welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys. Well, we're back for Hot Messy Topics. It was an interesting weekend. There was a lot. We took Saturday off, but then yesterday, I feel like it just kept coming. And seeing all of the topics, it makes me so happy because sometimes, and I've said this before, it's almost a little bit more difficult to go from a Friday Hot Messy to a Monday just because you cover all of the topics from the week and you have to just hope things are going to come out over the weekend. But they did. So fear not. Now, if you guys are in the live chat, let us know where you're watching from. And definitely don't forget to smash that like button, get subscribed. And if you're a part of the replay crew, then again, let us know where you're watching from and do all the same things. With that, let's welcome the husband, Jason. Hello.
Hi. Happy Monday.
Why are you wearing my hoodie?
It is also my hoodie because we are married. So what is yours is also mine.
I'll remember that when I wear your clothes.
Oh, no, don't wear my clothes. You always,
Okay.
No,
okay.
Don't wear my clothes.
Okay. All right, guys. Jason, there is a lot.
You know what? I know. I was looking through it this morning and I was like, wow, too much. Because usually the last time I come on here, which was last week, I didn't know anything we were talking about.
Yeah, well, and also too, like this morning, Jason called me because we went to separate workouts and he called me and he's like, I don't know what's going on. So then this morning I just went and got breakfast and I like walked him through all of the topics and he was like, oh shit. Okay.
I know there's so much. There's so much.
Happening.
But like you always say, Adam, with like 200 Bravo celebrities, like who are like literally, it's like a circus. It's like Ringling and Barnum and Bailey, right? Just like running around, doing tricks, making falls, putting on shows. It's just kind of crazy.
I don't know what Ringling or Barney and Bailey are, but
Ringling and Barnum and Bailey. It's a circus.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The circus.
That's exactly what it's like. All right. So
it's the 3-ring circus. You can have one over here doing that, one over here in the middle. And then you have, even like the Valley right now is blessing us with a lot of, now that they're off, blessing us with a lot of like crazy news.
I just wanted to jump straight into the Miami of it all really quick.
Ooh, my favorite.
Okay. So there's drama happening in Miami. We all know this. This is one of those shows that I've said to you guys a million times. I cannot take my eyes off of it when the shows, like when the episodes come on. And so the week that we got 2 episodes, not last week, but the week before, I was like, oh, yes, this is amazing. My God, back to back. I didn't even care about OC. Once I knew that they were putting them side by side, I was like, okay, we're going to watch OC. All right, sure. Here, what's going on? This is okay. I'm going to do this at the same time. And then Miami, I'm like,
Miami just draws you in. I don't know. It really just draws you in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just draws you in. But there's so much drama, especially with like this past week's episode. Adriana Demora messed up and she said, Kiki, why are you so ratchet? And Kiki was like, excuse me? Excuse me? What did you just say? You are too old to talk like that. Adriana Demora is walking this comment back so much. So she ended up coming. Why? How could you not?
And also, how can you take offense for being called you're too old to be saying this when you just did that to Marisol like the week before? You know what I mean?
You told her go get surgery on her old bony knees, you old whore. Yeah.
This is why we watch the show.
I was talking to a friend today at the gym who's visiting, and her and I, we were laughing at this because it's like, Adriana Demora is so smart, you guys. She is so smart. She's the one who's giving us the history lessons, the art lessons, the lessons on Sevilla. Listening to her, I feel like I'm walking away from watching what everybody calls trash TV, reality TV, right? It's like it's escapism, but I feel like I'm learning something, So
yeah, you think she's smart, but she could be looking at it right before her confessional. She's like, wait, what kind of note can I give about Sevilla?
No, but also sometimes
she's very well traveled. She's worked in the art world for a long time. So yeah, no, I get it.
Well, and I was gonna say sometimes too, you see her and it's like she's even doing it not just in confessionals, she's doing it in other moments too. So I think that she's really smart. I just feel like sometimes she likes to play like, okay, well, I don't know what's going on. Okay, cool. So going back to it, it's like what Bethany Frankel said, you can't be smart and stupid at the same time. Everyone on the cast feels like they knew or they felt that she knew what she said and that she was trying to walk it back because it didn't land the same way. And I think that that's probably exactly what happened. So then I was pulling it up to see where she commented, and here it is right here. She said, I meant wretched, but regardless, I shouldn't have used it. I said,
what's wretched?
I don't like,
oh, wretched.
Yeah, wretched.
Okay. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But it came out very much like you meant ratchet. That's really how it came out. The delivery was very much, you were trying to say ratchet, but.
Right. And she said, I said miserable right after because that was the meaning since she was acting unhappy all day. Okay. She was also acting unhappy because she was getting death threats from her family. Like, that's what was going on. So let me just kind of like walk that back too. And when we were talking at the gym, I made a great point. I didn't even think about it, but I'm like, you know what you're saying, because going back to old school, like Real Housewives of Miami, when she sat across the reunion from Joanna Krupa and she was like, she said, call me a hoe one more time. She said, no, that's my accent. Hoanna. That's how we pronounce our J's with an H.
Stupid.
Okay. So Hoanna, Julian, you know, like, and she just went through the whole thing and I'm like, oh girl, you know what you're doing, but we're still not mad at you. You know, like we're mad that you that wasn't unacceptable, but like I still think that you should be on the show. So we're gonna leave you alone, and we're just gonna let Kiki read you for filth, and I'm okay with it. But moving over,
I think they're already friendly again, though. They're already friendly again. I think they're good.
Well, now it's Kiki and Gertie who are fighting because Kiki unfollowed Gertie, blocked her, and everybody was asking Gertie like, "What is going on? What's happening?"
And then she did the interview with Carlos King, and then you have. It's insane. It's insane. Then you have Gertie reacting. Are we bringing that up? Oh, there we go.
And
I know what we're talking about today.
Of course. Any thoughts on Kiki's podcast with Carlos King? Let's think about her doing a press tour ahead of the reunion airing to get ahead of the real story. Nah, no comment. I'm very comfortable in the truth, not the spin. And by the way, the cameras don't lie. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is going to be a reunion. And they keep on teasing it, so I hope it delivers. I hope it's not one of those like, guys, this is the best reunion. But I have a feeling this is going to be a really, really good one. So we'll see.
We said there is a huge bombshell, that's been plastered everywhere. And we even said last week, like, I'm pretty sure, I think I know what it is, but I'm not completely sure. So I'm going to hold off on saying anything. I think this is going to be an epic reunion. Just as epic as this season. Season 7 has been so good so far. It's been so good.
Honestly, like when it comes down to like the bombshell stuff, unless it's like something with Alexia and Todd, I'm a little confused as to what the actual bombshell would be. And of course, you know that there's like a lot of attacks. Like anytime we have a newbie or you bring somebody else into the fray, like then you have the Bravo investigators who like dive in and they try to find everything about your life. So I was sitting there trying to pan across like what could the bombshell be, but I'm going to be watching with my eyes glued to the screen, you guys. I cannot.
100%. I can't wait. Yeah. And the seating chart for the reunion is very interesting as well. Gertie seems to be pushed back a little bit. Kiki is very far. And Stephanie and Alexia are right there at the front. So I'm like, is there some kind of tension we're still going to see for the rest of the season? Because like this season has gone so fast. What are we, episode 13 coming up?
I think so. Yeah. I think it was 11, 12, and then 13.
I mean, that's fast. You know what I mean? Just from watching it, because I think we've enjoyed it for once. And, sometimes getting through Beverly Hills, like last season, I was like, is this shit over? Are we done with this yet? You know what I mean? You have to really, really like get it. Nothing happens.
No, well, and I feel like even sometimes on Orange County, I'm not going to lie. Like sometimes I sit there and I watch that and I'm like, guys, this is shit. Like, what are we? I don't know what we're watching. And sometimes
I don't either. It's like it's rumors versus rumors at this point on OC.
Right. So the next thing I wanted to get into was this is being talked about all over the place. And I've seen it. I saw where Anna also posted this blurred out, whatever this was. Here, let me just bring it up for you guys. Ooh, I just like cut Jason out. I was like, bye, Jason.
Bye.
I saw this where she said, breaking news. Reality Court has officially made it, folks. We just received our first I intend to sue you defamation letter, a real threat of a frivolous lawsuit, and we are going to have so much fun letting this play out. in the court of public opinion. None of this would be possible without our hashtag judgy jurors who tune in every week and keep us fueled with the hot tea, side eye, and unsolicited opinions. Okay. So Ryan Bailey, congrats. That's funny. Okay. So what this is about, Ryan Bailey's so just stupid. Yeah, I love him. Actually, you guys, we're gonna see him in Palm Springs. I can't wait. But this whole thing is about, I guess she went on and Jason saw a little bit of it. Oh, there was a clip. Oh, I love a clip. We're just gonna get straight to the point because the clip is not gonna lie. So I'm not gonna put words in anybody's mouth.
There we go. Let's do it.
When she says that she's always doodling during her work meetings, that she loves
I
Masood.
do believe it because she's neither conducting the meetings or paying attention at the meetings.
True. But I'm like, really, you're writing I love Masood?
If you are conducting a meeting like the bad bitch that she claims to be,
right,
it is my opinion that it is highly unlikely that you are doodling I love my geriatric husband on a piece of paper.
Yes.
If you are an integral part of the organization and are listening in on a meeting, you also should not be doodling. You should be taking notes. So she gave herself away.
Stephanie, when she says that she's always...
Okay.
Well, this weekend, you and I were going back and forth a little bit because you were talking about this. And I was like, the dentist. Remember? I was like, oh my God, the dentist. Like, I totally forgot she was on the show. And you're like, no, she's the lawyer. And I could not for the life of me remember. I mean, my favorite show on Bravo is Below
Karen
Deck.
was the
Obviously,
dentist.
I know that. I had to go look this up.
I was so disappointed, you guys. Jason, this is the only actual Housewives show that he loves. Like, he loves
I love it. I love it. But I love the old seasons too. And I'm like, am I getting like old and senile? I can't remember shit. Because remember, like a long time ago, Real Housewives of Miami, I'm thinking like, okay, Leah Black, Joanna, Adriana, Marisol, Alexia,
Anna,
dentist. And then, no, I didn't. I freaking didn't remember. But then I totally forgot that, you know, she came in with an attack on us one time too for like no reason. And I had to go look it up. And, you know, the only thing I have to say about this, though, right now is, you know, I don't know what's happening with the lawsuit thing. I guess you're going to tell me is I don't know how you feel about like former housewives with their own podcasts. Some are really, really good, but it's just such a turnoff because I did watch a little bit of this clip and a couple of other clips and she comes off very bitter.
You know, here's the thing.
Like, I don't like that. I wish like she'd be fun, right?
By the way, are you my geriatric husband?
I might be.
That's it. Jason's like, I feel like, am I losing my memory? I'm like,
if I forget why the hell I'm here, then yeah, absolutely.
Jason,
what are we talking about again?
I guess you're my Masood. Are you? Maybe somebody at some point is going to come on and call you my geriatric. By the way, let me just say this, and I'm not defending anybody. If I look like Masood at that age, then I'm good. I don't care because I feel like I don't even look like that right now. Like I'm just not on my A game. So if I look like that, then
okay, come
shit.
on.
But no, going back to it with the Real Housewives of Miami and what's being said. Here's the thing: it's not an actual lawsuit, right? This is just like I'm giving you a warning.
Well, it's like a cease and desist, right? I mean, like you can throw it out there, but it doesn't really do anything.
Right. But then also, I feel like because you know, she is or was an attorney. I'm not quite sure like what her job is now. And I'm not going to sit there. Like, I'm not bashing her at all, but I just feel like with you and I, even when we come on here and we do lives and I do my videos, I am so careful about not talking about people's finances and like the speculation around their businesses or potential like, you know, like accusations of foreclosures and those things. Like, I just like kind of.
Well, I mean, unless it's been reported on, right? Like, unless it's like there are some facts behind it or whatever, because you do see a lot, and I'm not like throwing anybody under the bus or anything. You do see a lot of content creators, like they'll get information from Reddit, and Reddit is just a place also where you can just like kind of put what you want,
right?
Stuff to back it up, and sometimes you don't. And then, you know, it's just kind of like loose information. You know what I
Right.
mean? Unless it's been like Jen Shaw reported, then okay,
Well,
100%. I agree with you on that.
it was also when we were in the Dominican Republic and we were sitting there and guys, I woke up and we're looking out at the beach and we're on this wellness retreat. It was so cool. And my stupid ass, I woke up and I said, Jason, they surprised us with horses on the beach. So I'm out there like petting these horses. Everybody walks out and they're like, that's really brave of you because whose horses are those?
They're
And I'm like,
wild.
did you
Yeah.
guys not bring these horses? And they're like, no, we didn't bring those horses. So I'm like, oh shit. Oh my God. And then I see somebody sends me a clip and it was from Anna inviting me to clap back at something she was saying. And she's like, I know Up and Adam, you're going to come on and call me old or whatever and rip me apart. And I'm like,
I know she was
for
giving us
you.
the insults she wanted us to like, or for you to bring back. She's like, I know you're going to call me this. And I know here's a script I wrote you because I need some viewership on my podcast really quick because ad numbers are down. Here's my, and I know you're going to call me this. It's like, no, like,
Yeah.
Come on.
I was like, I'm not taking the invite. Like, I actually don't even care. I don't know what you're saying right now, but okay, fine.
I know.
So-
where did that come from? Like, if
I-
it's valid, okay.
I don't know. But at the end of the day, really, like, I just feel like people have to be careful. You have to be a little bit more careful because at the end of all of this, while we're watching the TV, it is truly meant for you to sit back, like unwind and watch mindless television, have a glass of Prosecco and just have fun. That's what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed
Yeah.
to be. You guys have no idea. And Jason always says this. And I truly learned that this weekend. I think I probably talked to over 20 Bravo people this weekend on the phone. I was on the phone all weekend. And Jason always says that I'm like the Housewives or Bravo whisperer or whatever. And I feel like that's kind of true. But somebody made a point to me and they're like, you know, what we love about you guys is that when you come on, it's just fun. And it's like, you don't really, there's no vendetta. Like you don't take it so serious. You don't want to be nasty and just like aggressive. And I said, because I don't give a shit. I'm not really like, I'm not your fan. You know, we've been around it for so long with Lisa Vanderpump and all of that. I think it's fun and it's silly. And if you make a mistake like Adriana Demore and you say ratchet, yeah, we'll talk about it. But it's like, I don't have a dog in that fight, you know?
Well, you know, aren't stuff like, because I've seen stuff come up about like, you know, you can say what you want about things, but I know things have come up on like foreclosures, things have come up on like accounts. There are things that are public knowledge that people could look up and you could just find it yourself. You know what I
Just
mean?
do
So
your due
if
diligence.
things were true, yeah, just, you know,
If
find
you're
out.
going to report on it, just do your due diligence. And if you come up with the receipts and you can, you know, back that up, then okay, you know, because a lot of things are public knowledge. Okay.
I'm wondering too if like there was any response because there were a lot of accusations about, you know, Stephanie being like an assistant of Masood's ex and stuff like that, and that's how she got into the company. But if you guys go back, I pitch this podcast all the time, Uncut and Uncensored, Caroline Stanberry. She does some great interviews, especially with the Miami ladies.
I love
She has 2 with Stephanie. One is old, which I think from that podcast, she might be in a lawsuit with the ex-wife now from that podcast episode. So it's worth a listen. And then she has a newer one. And then she also has a newer, Caroline has a newer interview with Larsa. And it actually really humanizes Larsa a lot because, you know, on the show, she can come off, you know, kind of, I don't know, how do you say it?
like unapproachable.
Unapproachable, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. No, I think that Caroline absolutely, well, I know that Caroline absolutely kills it. And there is a lot of great insight. So yes, go guys, check out the podcast. But we're going to keep it moving. You know, like I feel like Miami this week, I'm actually kind of depressed about this because Jason and I are leaving to Palm Springs. We're going to a pink Palm Springs Y2K.
I thought you were going to say Pink Pony Club. I was going to be
No.
like, oh,
Y2K pool party that is a prenup party. So, okay. That's a mouthful.
a pink pool prenup Palm Springs party.
Y2K.
That's Y2K. Do you even know what Y2K is?
Yeah, of course.
Were you
It
old
was
enough
like
for that?
Yeah, like That's Hot and like the flip phone.
No,
and, like,
Y2K was
Welcome to
That's-
the year 2000. Yeah, Jonas Brothers.
No, Y2K, everyone thought that like everything would shut down. Like all the computers were just going to shut down because they didn't know like what the year 2000 was.
Oh,
It was like so weird. But then you could like back then when you had like e-machines or whatever it was called and Windows, you could go and change the date to like 2000 whatever. And I was
what
like,
is
oh my
an
God.
e-machine?
Let's see, this is what do you know that internet used to be plugged into the back of like,
Don't
the
try
computer?
me. I used
And
to
then
have
there
to
was this-
unplug the house phone and plug it into dial-up. I
Right.
didn't know what an e-machine
Correct.
was.
So like the first one with like internet was like called an e-machine and you had to go to like Micro Center or something. I don't know. It was like back when Circuit City existed. I don't know. I'm not going to explain Y2K.
When
We'll
we
look
would
it
make
up later.
screen names on AOL, by the way, like I remember the first time I made a screen name and it was like, pick your favorite things. And I was like, oh, I love jaguars, cheetahs, and pandas. So I was like, Jaguar, cheetah, panda 93, because that was my birth year. And I would be in the AOL chat rooms. And I'm like, now looking back, I think I was like 8 years old on AOL chat rooms. I probably shouldn't even have been in there. So,
oh yeah, but come on. Now you look at today's kids, like they're walking around with like iPads and robots. You know what I mean? So, and soon like they're going to be walking around with like, I don't even know what they're going to be walking around with anymore. You know, they're going to have like glasses on and not paying attention to where they walk. You know what I mean?
which I did also want to say, going back to the pool party, guys, we're going to see so many, like, there's so many little like iconic moments that I can already feel are coming our way. One, I love that we're going to hang out with Heather McDonald because I just love her. Ryan
Yeah.
Bailey, we're going to get to see. Hopefully Kiki Monique, you know, like I invited her and I know that she's going to be in Palm Springs at the same time. I just don't know if the time is going to be good, but would love to see her. And like Aubrey O'Day, which is so funny because going back to like when we met, the reason I met you was because I got kicked off the stage at Danity Kane's last concert with Aubrey.
The night I met you. The night I met you.
Yeah. Well, and she fist bumped me and she's like, that was amazing for my last concert. So I can't wait to just bring that story up. Anyways, moving on. All right.
Moving on.
I wanted to talk. My next thing that I had to go into was all of the drama that is surrounding right now the Valley. Guys, there is a lot because
Oof.
our girl, Brittany Cartwright, has announced that she has a new man, which, by the way, we all love for her, right? We want her to win. We want her to be happy. I'm a huge fan in the sense, like, I just think I'm a fan of her personality. The fact that she is like just such a sweetheart, right? So people like that, I want to win. Like if you just come out here like a raging dragon and you're like an asshole, just like spewing nasty insults at everybody. No, I don't care what happens to you. Like, I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're single, lonely, whatever. But like when you're just like a sweet person, I'm like, yeah, I want that for you. So she ended up, here's an audio clip. Here we go.
I have moved on from that. Like, I don't care at all about that stuff anymore. I know I deserve better. And it's just like, it just doesn't matter to me anymore. I feel good in my skin. I just feel happy. I feel healthy. Me and Cruz are doing amazing. I have amazing friends, amazing family. I just really feel like I'm just coming back to myself again. My personality is myself and sparkly again. I've got a new man in my life, and that's really exciting. Not going to go too much into that yet, but you'll probably hear more about him soon.
Okay. So,
well, we have.
It's all over page 6. Initially, my main questions were just like, I know I've seen the filming notices where they start filming like September 3rd for the Valley. And she even talked about on her podcast, she's going to take a little quick vacation before. And I'm sure probably everybody needs that.
That's like right now. It's like we're picking
a reality
up right
TV
away.
show. Right. So, you know, I was like, I just want to know if he's filming, like what's going to come out, you know, that's all of our questions. Boom. Cue the ex-wife, separated partner, whatever the case is. I did a TikTok on this. My comments are now blowing up. I have the mother of his children, who he has been separated from for about 7 months. She's commenting on saying like, that is my husband. He's married. And I was like, oh, this is about to
so is Brittany, by the way.
Really salacious.
Just
but
FYI.
let me defend this shit really quick. I'm going to defend this because had it have been, you know how like some people, when you date somebody, right? Like you're hopeful, you go into dating somebody trying to learn about them. You can't help if they lie to you, That's why the whole Julian guy didn't work out for her. Do you remember my phone was blowing up with all of these women telling me like, that was my boyfriend at the same time, and my boyfriend and my boyfriend. And I was like, ooh. But you can't, like, you're hopeful. And you have to, you keep your eyes out, ears pierced, whatever. But like you don't go into dating with blinders. You're just hopeful that they're telling you the truth. And if they lie to you, then you cut their ass, right? And if they lie, then just give them to somebody else. But you still go in with good intentions. That's why, or else you wouldn't even date them. So I was wondering, is she saying that's my husband and he's out here just being like, oh, well, we've been separated for 7 months and this is going to be another unfortunate situation? Then this comes up.
Oh God.
And she posted.
Who posted?
The girl. Hold on. I'm
Okay.
going to pull this up really quick. She posted the wife struggling over here, being a new single mom, adjusting to this new life for us, while my ex, separated 7 months, still currently married, is out in LA dating celebrities and ended up in articles. What a life. # Brittany Cartwright. So what that told me, I beelined it past the married part. She just confirmed, okay, you guys have been separated for 7 months. So now I really don't have a problem with it. And I'm going to tell you why. Lisa Hochstein and Jody, they started dating. She wasn't divorced from Lenny. We're watching the whole divorce, like play out. We've seen it with so many different housewives and Bravo people, or just like friends that we know, or people in our everyday lives, that at what point it's a decision. Some people are very like old school and they're like, until the ink is dry, I'm not getting married. And then you have other people like Marisol Patton was like, I just went straight into the next one. Margaret Josephs on a podcast, she's like, the minute that my divorce was signed, I got married that week to Joe. So you know what I mean? Like,
to each their own. I even see, we were talking about this last night, and then a couple of comments came up, and they're coming up in the live chat too. People are like, really, well, he's married. Well, Brittany is married. And then people are like, well, he has kids. Brittany also has a kid. Like, it's kind of just adults making their own decisions. And what I'm seeing right now is, I don't know this guy, so I don't want to comment. I don't know enough about the situation. But what you can see is right now, probably the wife being like, oh shit, you're getting all this attention. Yeah. It's probably pissing her off. You know what I mean?
It's probably hard.
Well, that too. That's
like, it's hard. You see,
all separations and divorces are hard.
Well, and when you separate from somebody, you don't want them to win. Most people don't want them to win. It's
no.
It's like
every ex I've had, I hope they burn in hell. What are you talking about?
Okay,
absolutely.
Okay.
Bye.
When you get a divorce, you're not like, oh, I wish you the best. I hope you have the best life. And like, I can't wait to see you flourish. It's like, no, you think you can do better. I sat here and I had your kids. I've been there for you. Try to do better than me. And then you see, like, if they're winning, you're like, oh, fuck, But
it is also nice to see couples that do support one, especially with kids, right? Mm-hmm. Who support each other moving forward. I mean, we're watching this on the Valley with a lot of people, with Jax and Brittany, with Michelle and Jesse. It's like, this is a difficult situation. This is not one that, I think the only like celebrity, and this is like on a minor foot, but the only celebrity kind of breakup, divorce, supportive kind of thing I've seen is probably, what's her name? Brooke Burke and David Charvet.
Oh yeah.
Like they had a very supportive, like they still support their kids. They're very supportive of one another. And that's kind of nice to see. It's like, okay, it didn't work out. We're going to be adults about this. We're going to move on, but we're not going to sit there and slash each other. But yeah, if I were her and I was okay being separated, maybe she made the choice to be separated, and I see him now getting all of this attention. He's on tabloids. He's on Page 6. It's really fucking annoying. I want to go on and tear you apart too. Yeah, 100%.
You also have to think too, just because I'm going to cap this, but you have to think like all of her friends are probably sending this to her. Her family is probably sending it to her. Everybody is probably asking her so she's probably being just like blasted with this all over the place. And just it's not designed to make somebody feel good in that state. You know what I mean? So I don't think that she should be like going in on all of the comments and all of that, but I'm also not her, and I don't have kids with this man, and she can do whatever she wants. She is an adult. But we're going to go to the other side of the spectrum. we're going to go
Okay.
to Mr. Jax Taylor.
Oh,
So,
Lord. Not more Jax. It's always Jax.
I know, but I died. I literally died. And I always say this, you guys, I don't wish ill on anyone, but like watching
Unless
this,
you're one of my exes, then that's fine.
unless you're one of Jason's exes.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But like watching this, we see it happening. It was like a runaway train where like the BravoCon lineup got taken away, the podcast tour got taken away, the podcast, the home, you know, like you had to end up moving out. Now you got fired off the show. Now all of a sudden, like you lost your bar. It was just one thing after another. And you're on the show saying it's my show. So clearly he was very integral in like putting this entire cast together in the show. It has to affect him in some way. He's human and he's very emotional. And then you have Kristen Doute still on the show. Well, he ends up doing his podcast with Lori Kay, who is his publicist. And just the way that she checks the shit out of him, it's like, it's so good for him because you need somebody to put you in your place when you're in that situation. Like if you hear him on his podcast, he will tell you like, I'm Jax Taylor. You don't talk to me like that. I'm Jax Taylor. I do what I want. I'm Jax Taylor. I say anything I want. Well, obviously
I hate the third person shit. Like I just can't stand that.
But I know
it's my show. I'm Jax Taylor. Like shut up, bro.
When Aaron and I went 11 years ago to Sheena's Christmas party when she was living at Park La Brea, and everybody was sitting around. It was a Christmas party, and they were all sitting around watching their episode of Vanderpump Rules, which, of course, and then Jax comes
Forget
up
Home Alone. We have episode 5 of season 1 we have to watch because like Sheena needs to check and see if she got her good side. Jax needs to see that he looks good, you know, and not getting caught in all the shit he was doing. Yeah, it's narcissism at its finest.
Yeah. But I mean, then my brother comes in and my brother's like, hi, Aaron, like I'm Adam's brother, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, Jax Taylor. Jax Taylor.
You might know me from such shows as Vanderpump Rules, season 1 and 2.
Yes. So thank you to Breaking the Rules pod clips, guys, please, because I have an appreciation for somebody who can hold somebody accountable. I got held accountable this morning because I was 30 seconds late to the gym and I got called out in front of everybody and told like, there's the door. So, and I wasn't mad. I called Jason. I'm like, they're right. Hold me accountable. I don't care.
I mean, you are a Stephanie from Miami. You're like that with time anyway. You hate when people are late. You hate being late. You know, you don't like that. So yeah, it was kind of, sometimes it's good for all of us to have like a little mirror just held up to our face, you know?
I agree. Here we go.
You need to take ownership of your behavior because even your team is Team Brittany. There's right and wrong. But yeah, I think with Kristen, she really, really believed and was hopeful that you were going to change. And
I don't need to prove it to her.
No, well,
this is my thing, and for Brittany, I don't need to prove it to anybody, especially the rest of the cast. I don't need to prove it to them. I don't owe them anything. They don't owe me anything.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on now.
Do you know what I'm saying now? Like I'm doing this for myself and for Brittany. I just think like, you know, I don't know.
Exactly. But Kristen wouldn't be this upset and angry and speaking negatively about you if you were proving to Brittany that she was able to trust you now and you were on a path to getting better, right? Listen.
I listen. A year ago, a year ago, we're crazy Kristen. All of a sudden, she's a reformed God's gift of people. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to leave it at that. We'll just leave it at that. No, all of a sudden, she's normal, and you'll see she's not normal. But I feel like a lot of these people are pulling the wool over their eyes. But it is what it is.
Well, you're not going to be there next season, so
yeah, I know, I'm not going to be there. That's okay.
My God, just like that.
Hold on. I don't care. I don't even really Kristen. Like, wait a minute. I don't even care. Wait. Like, whoa, bro. Like, slow down. Take a breath. Like what, you know, that's not proving any kind of points for you. Like nothing.
No, I think it's actually just making the whole situation worse. And I think all she's trying to say is instead of like just jumping to be so defensive and be like, I don't owe anybody anything. It's like,
I don't owe anybody anything.
At some point, when things are getting taken away from you and they're like a lot of things, it's not just one or two things. It's like, you kind of have to sit back sometimes and self-reflect and notice like all of these opportunities are going away. These things are going away. Your friends are going away. Then you have to sit back and be like, what is happening? What am I doing wrong? It's called self-reflection. So at that point, slow down, and try to digest the information that's being told to you. And maybe not all of it is accurate, but clearly there is something off. And I think that that's where she's going. Like, okay, there's a reason for this. Slow down, digest.
Do you think, I think this is a bigger problem too. I think it's a problem with fame and losing all your fame. This is what this kind of world can do to somebody. I mean, we've seen it multiple times in Hollywood with reality TV in particular. It can really, really like ruin lives, but it also can do the complete opposite. You know what I mean? But to me, if I was in his situation, the only thing I would care about is my son and my family, and how and what do I need to fix to like be a better person, you know? But it's all focused on Kristen. It's focused on this and next season and my show. It's just, dude, you're in over your head, man. That sucks. It sucks because like you've had a mirror held up to you before. If you go back and watch Vanderpump Rules, you've had people call you out for certain situations. You said you were going to change, not 1, 2, 3, but maybe 4 or 5 times on the years you were on Vanderpump Rules. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? It's kind of a true case of narcissism. Yeah, it really is.
It's kind of like Ramona Singer. Like, last year I was a piece of work. Now I'm a work in pro. No, you still got it wrong.
Okay, that is a housewife. That's different.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Like we expect that. It's like from Stephanie from Miami, a new housewife. I want to see the Birkins and the jets. Sorry, you know what I mean. I know it annoys people, but that's why you're there. You know what I mean?
We want the opulence.
We want the opulence. Guys, in the live chat, if you guys have any questions for us while we switch topics, be sure to put a Q, ask us a question. I'll star it and we'll answer it when we move on to our next subject. But also, really quickly, since we're about halfway through the show, hit that like button if you haven't done so already. It helps us out so much, more than you know. And also, we love hearing from you guys. So comments, live chat, let's do it.
Okay, so thank you, Jason. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
We're going to move on to the Real Housewives in New Jersey because there was new reports that came out and you never actually know what's going on, right? But then I started looking into what everybody was saying. So now what they're claiming is the show is filming without Teresa Giudice. And I was like, I wonder if this is true or not. And then I saw where some people were commenting like on the RHONJ Obsessed Instagram account. And they're like, well, I know some of the girls who are testing. I know some of the girls who are potentially filming. I've heard nothing about Teresa, that Teresa's not a part of anything. And it left me back to my original thought, like they would probably be just giving her a spinoff because that was the whole premise of why they ended up putting the show on pause. It was too toxic with her and her brother. But then I saw where Alexia Napola from Real Housewives of Miami's ex-husband, Todd, ended up going on and threatening to sue Bravo and producers, saying that he's going to hold them accountable.
10-minute video.
It was a 10-minute video, right? And I saw where Louis went under and said, #truth in every word. It's about time. But in the video, he said truth in every word. In the video, Todd was like, Bravo, production, all of you guys, I'm about to take you to task. And I was like, oh shit, like Louis Ruel, like, why are you co-signing this if you guys are not confirmed for anything yet? I wouldn't co-sign that because now you look like a liability to the network. So I almost actually believe that they are filming without Teresa Giudice. And I wonder what her future looks like.
They also, though, I'm curious too, because I know that they do test new ladies sometimes too, right? So I wonder if
every season they always do that.
Yeah, but did they test them with the entire cast or did they test them alone?
No, they bring them in. I believe they do about 2 weeks of filming with the new ladies, and they always put them around like the other cast. They kind of see how everybody jives, and then they either decide, okay, we're gonna cut you, or you kind of fit more in the friend role, or no, you're great, we're gonna offer you a full-time position.
Or they film with even friends. Beverly Hills, this just happened. They film with like a friend, or they think they're gonna bring on as a friend of or a new housewife, and then they're not even making the cut. You know what I mean? Like at all. That happened to someone in Salt Lake City. I forgot who.
We've seen this a couple times on some of the but no, I just wanted to bring this up, guys, because I do have the speculation of like, I feel like Louis might just get Teresa in trouble sometimes with like comments like this. It's not going to go well with Andy. You know what I mean? He's not going to.
I don't know how I feel about Jersey though, to be honest with you, because I feel like as much as you know, Teresa is such a face of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, kind of like Lexia is with Miami, where Bethany was for New York. Well, actually, I don't know even who New York would be the face of, or Lisa Vanderpump for so long on Beverly Hills. It's like, you know, this is main character, basically. But is her story played out? Like, do we want to continue to watch the no resolution between like Melissa and Teresa? Is this whole thing just completely played out? They have to be careful on the decisions
that they
make with Jersey.
Well, because you can't have the same thing that happened with RHONJ. Like, we cannot go down that again. Because especially with Bravo, when they put shows on pause, and I'm not bashing Bravo, but when they put shows on pause, or like we haven't heard anything about Dubai or whatever happened with RHONJ, they're not going to admit that they made a mistake. They're just going to kind of keep pushing forward and hope that like maybe we forgot about that.
Sweep it under the rug.
Exactly. So I don't know, guys. We're going to end up seeing. But I wanted to go over to the next topic, which is the Real Housewives of Orange County, because there's so much drama. And I talked a little bit about this with Kendrick Tucker last week on Friday. And I also saw where Kelly Dodd has entered the chat. I have seen where Tamra has entered the chat. And I saw some of the insinuations about, well, potentially doing something harmful to another cast member. So if you guys didn't see it, I'm going to end up playing you the video. But for the Real Housewives of Orange County, this is getting, in my opinion, very, very close to the same territory that happened with Kandi Burruss, Portia Williams, Phaedra Parks. When you start coming up with things out of, like, when you're pulling shit out of thin air and you're claiming, oh, okay, well, I heard you were trying to drug me and take advantage of me. That is so harmful to anybody's business, to their character, to who they are. And you don't want to do that. And also, that truly is the epitome of a defamation lawsuit. So I'm gonna play the clip right now. Here we go. Let me just go ahead and play Heather McDonald's clip. It was Gretchen Rossi who ended up going on Heather McDonald with Slade. Here we go. Oy, ay, ay.
We're in New Orleans, and Katie is swearing that she did not tell Kiki this fake story. She's like, I swear I did not tell Kiki this story. I swear I did not. And she's like adamant. And so I'm believing my friend Katie, and as like an idiot, defending my friend Katie, saying, my friend Katie's telling me she didn't say this. So who am I going to believe? The person that's lied and said all these things about me for years, Tamra, or my friend Katie? So then all of a sudden I'm watching this episode and she's like, I'm no longer protecting Gretchen. I'm telling the truth. Gretchen and Slade have been out spinning this story to everybody. And I'm like, protecting me from what? Your lies? Because I have not gone out and told anybody this. And the point is that had I told anybody the story, it would have already been out. Somebody would have put it out forever ago. And if I actually thought that, I would have been the first person to put it out. You know what I mean? Because this was 17 years ago.
Right. If we're going to follow with what Tamra says her beef is with you, is where she says, you've talked about me for years.
Right.
Then why wouldn't you? Right. Why wouldn't you have brought up this, which there's video evidence of pretty bad behavior, not illegal, but, you know, trying to get your friend pretty drunk on camera.
By the way, I'm not trying to protect Tamra from anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, why when Katie says, I'm no longer defending Gretchen and Slade or protecting them anymore. I'm like, protecting us from what? Your lies? So then Katie and now Matt are doubling down. And Katie's now Matt, Katie's husband, is claiming that Slade called him in New Orleans and said, protect Gretchen, hold the line. And I'm like, what are they talking about? And you should tell that story because you're the one that called Matt.
Pretty disappointed in Matt, obviously, because I did call him. We had just had a conversation about you shouldn't be going and speaking to bloggers or media. Like it's not a good look. Obviously, it's against your contracts. You shouldn't be doing it. We just had that talk. So when I get the phone call from her that I'm being told that Katie has done this, I called Matt. I go, Matt, like, not cool. Like, is your wife actually out there doing this? We just had this talk. I swear she didn't do it. She did not say that to Kiki. And I said, well, I don't want to hear a month from now that she actually did it, because that's been her track record where she denies, and then all of a sudden she flips and there's an admission. And that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah.
Is that she is changing her story.
Okay, so what I want to say really quick is I don't know what it is, and I feel like at some point I'm going to probably have to deal with him in person. I think, like Slade at BravoCon for saying this, because I always get called out when I say something and somebody's like, "Oh, you remember me?"
It wouldn't be a BravoCon without it.
When he's like, I said, don't talk to bloggers. Like, that's not what we do. And it's like,
but you're sitting there talking to a media person.
You also like are the OG, like you dated multiple housewives, wanted to be on the show. And then even at the reunion, you're like, well, then I'll leave the show. And Andy Cohen was like, this isn't your show. It's a show about women. You're only here because you're with one of the women. We don't bye. So it's just kind of funny to hear him talking like that, because we haven't even seen you in so long. Now that you're coming back, it's just like, I know how this works.
And also, I do want to defend. I want to defend the blogger thing, because I feel like the blogger thing is so that name, and I know I've said this before, I feel like that name does not do any justice to what content creators do, because there are content creators, and yes, there are blogs that you can go read like stuff. Like news, you can even go to our site and read some of our writers and stuff that they, but it's more opinion and behind the scenes and stuff too. But like, some would say Heather would be a blogger. Some would say Kiki is a blogger, but Kiki's not a blogger.
Some would say Tamra's a blogger.
She's like, Dear Diary, today. She's not Sarah Jessica Parker and fucking oh my god, why am I blanking? Why am I blanking? One of my favorite shows, or used to be.
Sex in the City.
Sex in the City. Like, we're not like sitting here, on a computer. Well, let me tell you, it's not that. It is all media, and bloggers or content creators, they actually count for a lot, because we keep the conversation going. You know what I mean? We keep the conversation going. I like to always compare it, and I'm sorry if I sound repetitive, right? Even Eliza in the live chat says even it's a degrading term from content creator, and I think so too. But the importance of, it's like having a book club, right? If you're an author and you have a book, you want people to read your book and then talk about your book, right? So we've read the book. Now we're talking about the book. Not only do we talk about the book, but we do interviews. We add content to a show that's already going. We help push stories and not stories, but you know what I mean? Like push, like the show, we are fans of the show. People are fans of the show, and that's okay. I hate this, like the blogger thing. It's media.
And everybody's media. Different. Some people get really offended. Like, I feel like I just, at this point, I kind of feel like I'm like Teflon. Like, I don't get offended by so if somebody's like, oh, blogger, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I just don't care. But other people really take it to heart, and they're like, that is so offensive. And
well, I think it was to Eliza's point in the live chat. It is. I think it's a degrading term from like, you're not going to say, oh, a writer from whatever, a blogger. We're not on, what is that thing that everyone used to use? We all used to use it. It wasn't like Angel Fire or whatever. You could do like blogs and stuff like that. Taylor Swift had one. You know what I mean? Like, that's blogging, I don't know.
Exactly. All right. So the funny thing is if you guys look in the comments right now, I would imagine, especially with the way that Katie keeps on, it seems like she's getting caught in these mistruths or not being able to back up some of the things, or like, oh my God, I have no service. I can't. Well, they're like, show us the DM, show us the receipts. I have the receipts, but I have no service. It's like, okay, well, then you're not really convincing me. And I'm really surprised, because if you look at the fan feedback and you see a lot of the comments about Katie, the backlash is sort of working in her favor. And Tamra Judge just recently said that, like, the backlash is working in Katie's favor, where people are starting to really defend her and champion her. So I was kind of a little shocked by that. And
I wasn't, because when we were talking a few weeks ago on Hot Messy, I said I like Katie, and I know a lot of people don't, but I really like Katie on the show, just as a personality. I don't know what's going to unfold going forward. But if you think about the additions we've had before, the new ones, like a Noella, like Katie, she's on season 2.
Oh, Noella was terrible.
She's a personality. I mean, she's lasted. Noella was the worst.
Noella was
that was the worst.
Bad.
That was the worst
Oh,
addition to any housewife. And I was excited for that season because isn't that the season that Heather came back?
Yeah.
And it was a total flop. Yeah.
It was a flop. Well,
Yeah.
now there's a couple other things about OC that I want to talk about. There's a rumor that we are getting Alexis Bellino potentially back for season 20, and because clearly we know that Katie recorded Shannon and apparently shared it with Alexis. So I don't know if they think that this is like a redemption arc or whatever, but they're saying that they might potentially bring her back. She's also friends with Gretchen, and this season it didn't make sense. She said this publicly. There was really nobody for her to film with. When you guys are on a cast with, it's an ensemble cast. If the women don't want to film with you, if people don't like you, what do? They can't just like force you in. But if she's going on and Gretchen comes back and now she has this beef with Katie for lying about the audio recording, and now she might even be able to redeem herself with Shannon Bedore, I don't know. I think that's what they would try to lean into. But Shannon Bedore also gave Real Housewives of Orange County an ultimatum after season 18. And she said, it's either her or me. So the rumor is that they're bringing her back full time and potentially demoting Shannon Bedore to a friend because she's difficult. I would be curious to see that. However,
surprising.
I want to go back to Tamra for a second because Kelly Dodd made a video, you guys, and I have to play it. Here we go.
Tamra is calling Gretchen Rossi a MAGA. It's calling her a MAGA liar. If I were at all, there's 64% of Americans, I would, if I were you, right now, boycott RHOC. Don't watch somebody so hateful like Tamra Judge. I would 100% boycott RHOC if I was a Trumpster or if I were a MAGA, which is half of the country, by the way. She is 100% eliminating half the country by spewing this. I wouldn't watch this if I were you. I would boycott RHOC and Tamra Judge. She's ruining the show.
Okay. Well, she's
always a lot to say.
She's spoken. So Kelly is saying boycott RHOC, and she's saying that she wants Tamra Judge off the show. Yeah. OC is going to be, the reunion's going to be interesting. We'll say that.
Well, you have, I mean, like you just said, you have like Tamra's like backtracking some things too, because she knows how people like Katie on the show. So she's not like, yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. OC to me, I don't know what it is. This season, I think I said this last week too, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but this season for me is kind of like, fine. You know what I mean? We're sitting there with the phone. It's definitely not a Miami, that's for sure. Do you want to take a couple questions? We have a couple.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
All right, cool. Let's do this one here. Are you guys going to BravoCon or covering it from afar? We will be there in the trenches. Very excited for that too. And then Vicky asks, what the price for membership? It's $2.99. It will never ever change.
Oh, we had a little spicy one this past week.
Yeah, we did. We did. We had a good members live. And then this week in Palm Springs, we're doing a ton of behind the scenes and a ton of vlogging to put up. And
prenup pool Palm Springs.
The pink
Y2K
prenup
party.
pool party place.
Yes.
Yeah. It's going to be so much fun. There's going to be people from the Valley. There's going to be other bloggers or content creators and a lot of great people showing up. So I'm excited.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah. That's all I have.
Oh,
am I missing, guys? You can ask.
I was going to say, BravoCon is going to be so much fun this year too, you guys. Like Jason and I always have to navigate it. And I think we navigate it in a little bit of a different way because when you go truly what you want to do, I feel like, especially when we're covering things, you want to kind of maximize your time because there's so much going on and everybody is in the same place at the same time. So you just want to put yourself in the position to be able to like see everybody, touch everything and get all the tea. And that takes some pre-planning. However, let me just say this, and I'm not going to tell, after BravoCon, we will talk about it. I'm not ruining anything because I don't want people to put bad energy out there and I don't want people to know what the game plan is. This one is going to be the best one yet. It's going to be one for the books, and our stories are going to be coming for days. It's going to be so
I remember the first BravoCon that we went to, which was New York. And then guys, Matilda, I'd ask again because I can't find it. It's hard to monitor the chat and also be on here. But you know, the first year at BravoCon, it was so different. It was so gritty in New York. Remember when people were like storming the stage for Beverly Hills and like stanchions were falling down? It was kind of insane. And I feel like last time, which was almost 2 years ago now, they kind of found their groove a little bit. So hopefully it's going to be just as good as last year. Last year was great, but we have so many stories.
Well, what happened was this past year, or not last year, because they didn't have it. The last BravoCon, okay, where they did it at Caesar's Forum, I feel like what that did was allow a lot more space. So it almost felt a little bit more empty, you guys. Whereas like New York just felt like it was so packed. And I think that was the difference. I feel like it wasn't as just chaotic. People had space to move around.
You know, the experiences were more like they offered more experiences. It's just so pricey, you know, like no one's thinking about like people having to you know, pay for this shit. It's expensive.
Right. Is Kiki mentioned in OC the same person doing the podcast with Sheena? She also appeared with Adam. Yes, she is. Actually, here you guys, I'll play like a little clip for you really quick. But yes, she is the same person. And yeah, we've had her on a couple times.
Name should be the drinking game of the episodes. Kiki Monique. I'm like, at least they're using your full name, so they're getting it out there.
I love that.
They did say you're a cool journalist.
Yes.
You're not a regular journalist.
Yes.
You're a cool journalist. But what is that like for you now being?
Yeah. So
yeah, she also is on Reality Checked with Dorinda on Sirius XM. If you guys listen, they have some great conversations.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. I was going to bring up this whole thing with the Brandi stuff, but I'm going to skip that. I feel like that's a little bit too dark. And I feel like, guys, it's Monday. It's Monday. We got to start it right. We got to come in with the good energy. That's why I go see Wendy at Starbucks every morning. Wendy, Clem, Kim, Sam, Kyle. God, I know everybody. I sound like a psycho. But like, no, it's Monday. We're going to be upbeat. So I'm going to keep that one. That story's a little bit dark and I just want to leave it alone. And also, I don't want to get myself in trouble. Yeah. I'll let Brandi get in trouble. And then we'll cover it later after she gets in trouble, because there's going to probably be repercussions for things that she says, which that's always Brandi. Anyways.
Always.
Is there anything you missed, Jay?
I don't think so.
Tomorrow?
I don't think so. I mean, hey, you led this. Yes, tomorrow we have Anchor Watch at noon, same place, same time. We're hoping Gelsey feels better so she can, you know, come back on here and stuff, because she's been dealing with a migraine. So we're sending her good energy. But yeah, we'll be covering Below Deck tomorrow at noon for Anchor Watch. And then this week, we do not have a Hot Messy Topics on Friday because we will be traveling back from Palm Springs. So
from the Pink Pool, you know, Palm Springs prenup Y2K party. Yes.
Yeah,
also, Carrie Ann said, will Taste of Reality girls be back? I'm sure at some point. Yeah. Like, just
absolutely.
Guys, it's kind of the same thing. And, you know, I've even seen comments before where people are like, what happened with these people who were on your channel before? I haven't had Kiki on in forever, just because Kiki's busy and like, you know, whatever the case is. And Ryan Bailey hasn't been on for forever because he's busy.
Well, you know,
Emily
the
D.
thing
Baker,
is too,
busy.
There's a lot of things with collaborations and stuff too. We have a commitment to our own network, our own Cloud 10 network, because we are both signed with them. So that's one thing. B, you know, when it comes to this part of the year, especially during the summer, we're traveling so much and it's hard to schedule everything and ask people to do things for free. Collaborating is fun, but you know, it's also difficult because we don't even know what we're doing the week after next.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
You know?
But yes, absolutely. Rebecca, if you could have dinner with anyone living or dead, who would it be and why?
Oh my God, my grandfather. Do you ever wish you could bring back like a dead relative? I don't want to sound so morbid, but just like now that you're older and like I'm doing so much of my genealogy right now, I have so many questions for him. It's not even funny. And it's like, I wish I sat there and paid attention to those little stories before, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I would do for sure.
Well, since you went with somebody who is no longer with us in body, but in spirit, I'm going to go with somebody who is with us in body and in spirit. And I'm going to say honestly, you guys, probably Kris Jenner, because I would want to pick her brain because I'm just so
Oh, hell
fascinated by how she did what she did with that family. And I'm intrigued. And I know the minute that I gave her a vodka martini, like extra dirty, probably 2, because she loves her vodka martinis, I know she'd be spilling. So I would go in there with a mission. I would be, oh my God, I sound like Tamra who wanted to get Gretchen naked wasted. That is not what I mean.
Oh my God. Oh, here we go.
That is not like, no, that is not what I mean. I mean, like, it would be fun and I would learn a lot, and I would just sit there with like notes like, how can I be better and do better? Like, what do I need to do? She'd be like, oh,
Well, she'd be like, make a sex tape.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Oh my
tomorrow, you
God.
guys, Anchor Watch, that's going to be with Jason and Gelsey, providing that Gelsey, is feeling okay. And if not, then I will absolutely step in again because I have fun with Jason running the show. And then this week, we'll be bringing you guys content for the members, but we'll keep posting on the podcast, on YouTube, TikToks, Instagram Reels. We're like everywhere right now. And also on upandadamlive.com. Stories are still coming out. And then, of course, you guys know we are coming back with our rebrand for the CBD company. So Seagrass is on its way as well. This is
so exciting.
My favorite part of the year, the latter half, because it just does not stop.
It doesn't stop. I mean, we are riding the wave all the way. Also, what was I going to say? Today is the 2nd episode of The Real Housewives of London. So if you guys have Hey You got to go watch it. Caroline Stanbury is coming on this episode. I believe they introduced Juliet Angus finally. So I think this is going to be a good episode. London, do not sleep on London. Bravo made a big mistake by not doing London on Bravo or having done it yet before. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Lee Armstrong, no, we don't love this guy. Okay. All right, guys, we love you. Smash the like button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on the podcast, go ahead and drop us a 5-star review and let us know what your favorite topic was from today. And if you're a part of the replay crew, again, don't forget to smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. And always let us know where you're watching from because we just get excited to see where all of the eyes are. But Jason, it's time for you to get back to work. And it's time for me to go do something else. Probably you're going to run me to the store or something. So love you guys. Bye.
Bye.